2024, this year is all about wealth.
If you were to start from zero today, you were broke, how would you make your first 10, 20K?
And whatever you put in, that's what you're going to get out. If you constantly put in positivity, you're going to automatically put out positivity.
What's the most amount of money you made in a year?
In a year,
All right, we're out here in Miami, Florida for the third official IRL meetup. Miami, Florida is home to over 172,000 millionaires. So we're gonna try to find some millionaires today, ask them some questions, and let's get it, guys. All right, I'm here with today.
Ron,
Ron, where are you from, bro?
Miami.
Miami, you're from here? Born and raised?
Born and raised, man.
Nice. What do you do for a living?
Real estate.
Real estate? How long have you been pursuing that for?
This will make 1 year. I know we just started a new year,
Yeah.
but I started last year. It hasn't been a calendar year, but it's been within a 12-month process.
Nice. And how did you get into that industry in the first place?
It's something I always wanted to do since I was a kid, but I have friends of mine that's do it right now, and they kind of encourage me to tag along and, you know what I mean, get it done.
That's awesome, bro. So somebody who's pursuing the entrepreneurial route, what is some advice you give to somebody who also wants to do something like you're doing in 2024?
First, get your mind right. You can't do nothing without a sound mind, you know what I mean? And then surround yourself with like-minded people, you know what I mean, who has your best interests at heart. And then after that, you got to bet on yourself. Once you get the knowledge, once you get the confidence, don't be scared to jump out there and bet on yourself. That's what I suggest.
All right, I'm here with today. My name is Akiki. That's my last name, and that's my side gig business in Miami. So I see you obviously have a nice food truck. You gave us some great service. What made you kind of get into this business and start this? So I'm actually a doctor, and that's one of my side gig businesses, and I did it to remember my grandmother. In 2018, my grandmother passed away, and I was not able to go to see her in Lebanon due to some visa issues. And last year I became a US citizen, so I decided to build a time machine to travel back in time and go back and live through her food. So I went to Lebanon, I got the recipes, and I came here, and that's why it's called Time Machine. Thyme, which is the herb spice, and we are the only ones here in Miami that sell za'atar. So what kind of advice would you give anybody who's maybe even thinking about starting a food truck or getting into a similar business? You just have to overcome the fear of starting. You know, I have zero background in the food industry, and I took a huge leap of faith, and I said, okay, you know what, let's start small. Let's buy a camper truck first, and then transform it into a food truck. Then let's go and find the recipes, and step by step, you know, things are gonna build up. But like, I think the best advice I can give you is to think deeply about a vision or something that will inspire you, because there's going to be so many obstacles on the way, and you have to have some inner force that will tell you always like, hey, you might fall, you might give up now, but there is a stronger reason for you to do this.
Fair enough. I want to know, tell us more about yourself to the viewers. What do you do for a living?
I run Active Income, and I'm an overall nice guy. I'm an entrepreneur, I have a lot of investments. 2024, this year is all about wealth. It's about building generational wealth. Some people into numerology say that it's all about, it's an 8 life path.
GG33?
I don't believe in any of that stuff, to be honest, but this year is about making as much money as possible, because there's gonna be so many distractions this year. It's an election year, you see what's happening with Epstein documents. There's gonna be every single moment you go online, there's gonna be an opportunity to involve your energy into chaos and distraction. So I'm just gonna lock in completely. I just got my first property, I'm about to get my second one. My businesses are doing well.
I wanna know, in 2024, let's just say you got robbed at gunpoint today and you had no money to your name. How would you make the first 10, 20K?
I would reach into my left pocket, take out my Glock, and then rob that guy who robbed me, and then get it back. I would get it back instantly, about 10 seconds. It's never been easier to make money online. Like, everybody can tell that it's never been, to go from 0 to 1 million, it's never been faster and easier than right now. So I would look at like what you're good at and how can you apply your skills online. For some people that's content creation, some people that's like clipping, some people that's the back end, that's making merch, that's designing websites. There's so many different things.
All right, appreciate the advice, Nico. Thank you.
Thanks, nice to meet you.
What is the best piece of financial advice that you've ever received?
There's a lot out there. I would say, I think denying, instant gratification.
I feel like that's what a lot of us fall into, that big trap. So what do you do for a living?
I actually work in finance and real estate.
So what advice would you give anyone trying to get into that space, like finance and real estate?
Talk to people who do it, and I think have a clear cut objective of what you want to do, because it's obviously very challenging, because you're running a business essentially. There's no like salary. I'd say just be clear on what you're going into and have realistic expectations. You still want to shoot for the moon, but you have to have also the right expectations. Otherwise, you'll take it personally. So I would say I think that that and read a lot.
Be true to yourself, follow what you think you will make you successful, and be honest.
Yeah.
Honesty is it's a very valuable asset, personal asset, I would say.
And I want to know, if you were to start from zero today, you were broke, how would you make your first 10, 20K?
You should analyze yourself, what you're good at, what you're not good at, because there's always two sides to that, and go for what you're good at.
Lastly, I want to know, what's the most amount of money you've made in a year?
Around $1 million.
$1 million in a year?
Yeah.
That's amazing, bro. Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
All right, I'm here with today.
With Adam.
So what's the number one piece of financial advice that you would give to young entrepreneurs?
Don't spend money on stupid things. Clubs, bottles, women. Just hold off on the dumb stuff. Stop feeling the need to impress others. I feel like too many people nowadays, very young, they want to impress everybody and say, like, look, I got the most money, I got the most girls, all this stuff. But at the end of the day, nobody cares about that. You just have to focus on yourself, save your money, and then that's it.
First off, what do you do for a living?
Yeah, I have a company in Brazil. I have advertising agents. It's located. It's based in Brazil, São Paulo.
So how did you get into this business in the first place?
Yeah, I'm studying psychology. It's totally different of marketing. Then when I keep the things all going on in psychology, I start to make the company with my friend. We stay on this business something like 20 years by now.
It's been 20 years.
Yeah, I'm 40.
How old are you? You're 40 years old?
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
What's a piece of advice you give to somebody who wants to pave their way to success and wealth in 2024? What's some keys you'd say?
Nice. I think the best is focus on yourself. You know, don't look for your competitors or look for something that is going on around you. It's good to keep you updated to look around, but focus on yourself and do stuff that you like. I think this is the most important advice for you guys.
If you started from zero today,
Yeah.
how would you make your first 10, 20K a month, would you say?
Yeah, okay. So I think if I start from the zero, I want to look for something that is involved with technology, you know, something about big data and stuff's linked to advertising, because it's what I like. And the big techs nowadays, they are all involved with advertising. So I think the money is there. So I think it's going to be fast to raise money and make your first million.
I'm here today with
Ben Bader.
So what do you do for a living?
I work on a farm, like a very successful farm. We sell avocados.
Avocados.
And, different kind of plants.
He doesn't actually do that. Why don't you actually explain what you do?
I run a marketing agency. We work with like influencers and big personal brands that sell online coaching and courses, and we help them make more money, basically.
Yeah. What's some advice you give to somebody starting out today in 2024? They want to do what you're doing, you know, achieve financial freedom eventually. What would you say?
Yeah, the biggest thing I'd say, bro, is like trying to replicate exactly what somebody else has done usually isn't going to work for you. So like, even if I were to tell you every step of what I've done, that doesn't mean a ton. Like, there's principles and there's different things that you can take from somebody like me or somebody that has found success, and like you can use those, you can replicate that same kind of journey, but like just trying to copy and paste what other people do usually isn't going to pan out.
If you started from zero today, ground zero, let's say you got robbed or some shit, how would you make your first, let's just say a couple $1,000s a month?
Okay, so I would either do copywriting or sales, only because it's like super easy to learn both of those skills. And if you want to learn copywriting, you should check out my boy Cardinal Mason with Copy MBA.
I was waiting for the funnel.
But yeah, it's just like something easy that you can learn that you can start making money with quickly.
Yeah. Last question I want to know, what's the most amount of money you made in a year?
In a year, like a little over 800.
800?
Selling
avocados.
Yeah.
And how old are you again?
I'm 23.
23. All right, sweet. Thank you.